my sister from college in November, and he said, "You know what? God just told me you're going to write a Christmas poem." I was like, "Dad, I'm not going to write a Christmas poem. I don't feel like writing a Christmas poem. I'm not going to write a Christmas poem." And so I hung up and I sat down and I go, "Crap. I'm going to write a Christmas poem." So
I told you it was modern.
This is a modern interpretation of Jesus' birth and life and death. And the title of this is "A Way for a Manger." The face of mankind was changed when the guy who would save us was born in an alleyway to a teenage mom who was probably wondering what on earth was going to happen next. A bunch of lowly janitors all came to see the baby, dragging along their little yellow carts, scratching their heads, saying that they'd seen an angel. Then these three big politicians bust the scene, bringing 401ks, $1 million bills, and gasoline to give to the baby, not knowing that what he was bringing would top everything. The beginnings of a supreme president started in an alleyway? Born to a teenage girl who wasn't married? God, what were you thinking? Why not have him born a prince, all ready to command humanity? Why was he born to a lowly girl behind some filthy building? Don't the greatest things come from good money? Who would follow some punk who was born amongst trash cans? Then again, who would follow some stuck-up who was born in a golden swimming pool? Jesus didn't really rock the whole earth when he was born. All of humanity wasn't disturbed from their Facebook ramblings and Starbucks coffee long enough to realize that the thing that would save them from their crappy selves had just come into the world. He didn't really come in with a bang. He didn't start off by shooting people like Osama bin Laden or in some cases Barack Obama. He just busted out some love, mixed with a healthy dose of admonishment. He turned a couple tables, healed some brokenness, and, I imagine, gave a whole lot of hugs. Jesus taught us to love, but he also taught us not to put up with religious stupidity, not to don frigid white demeanors, and to tell everyone they're doing it wrong and we're doing it right. Jesus taught us that we don't have to fight with guns. We can fight a war with love. We can fight with peace, with joy, with self-control, gentleness, kindness, faithfulness, forbearance, and goodness. Because there is no law against smiling. He put up with 12 messed up guys who were just trying to figure out their lives. They hung around him and he didn't tell them to beat it. He knew that they needed it. And when the day came that one of them tattled, he wasn't rattled. He knew what was going on. He loved that jerk, even though what he did was wrong. And he gave me the first Christmas gift. When I beat him to the ground, when I fastened the buckles around his wrists, his feet I couldn't meet, his eyes. Everyone was in a frenzy of hate. There was just so much to anticipate, to see. And when I flipped the switch and watched the life drain out of him, bathed in electrifying currents, he forgave me. Christmas isn't about being the best gift giver and earning some chump's love. It's about forgiving and realizing that we could never give enough. That giving silly, worthless, worldly things is just a reminder of what we were given. When I was at the worst I had ever been, he looked at me and he loved me. Even when I was so unlovable, I was killing some guy who was born to a teenager in an alleyway who had done nothing but love me. All I want to do is to give you something that could come close to what I received. But it won't come in a box, not with a bow, not under a Christmas tree. It'll come from inside, where the love of God resides. I just wish I could give you what a man who was born in an alleyway gave me. Amen.